will be eating frogs. Yeah. Okay, so the other area apart from the demand forecasting is also step number 3 is on the supply forecasting. So this supply can be that it is internally or what? Externally. Yeah. So availability. Yeah. So again, there are factors that will also affect even in terms of internal supply. If, for example, you do not have existing employees that are many of them, it means in terms of your supply is already short. So it means you can't go for internal recruitment, but you rather go for what? For external. But again, also going for the external, the question is, are we going to find the people that we need? Yeah? Are they available, the type of people that we are looking for? So you're looking at also the right people being available, not just because of unemployment, but you're also looking at people that possess the right skills. Yeah? So sometimes it means that for us to know our internal supply, it means that again, as an organization, we need to have a good database. Yeah? So it's not just knowing that, okay, we have 20 employees, but we have to know what type of people do we have. So that when the need arises, we're able to know that, okay, you know what? The same people can do it. Yeah? Which means you know in terms of the skills that they possess. So for example, I'm teaching this subject, but does not mean that I only have skills in this particular subject. But somebody who hasn't seen my CV, who doesn't know in terms of my skills and my experience, will not be able to see the potential of me to do something else different than this. Yeah? So that's why I'm saying that as an organization, you need to have a good database, for you to know that, okay, each one of us to know their skills and also to know in terms of their capacity to do things. So that when the need arises, we know that it can be met from within. Okay? Because we might be hunting for people externally, not knowing that somebody else already possesses the skill within the organization. And that will just be costly for nothing. In other words, it's also going to be demotivating to this employee, because you'll be saying, I should have asked me, because I know how to do this, I could have handled it. Why do they have to get somebody from outside? Okay? Yeah, so some employees can also be demoralized by that. So the same issues that you're talking about, career aspirations, yes, because maybe this is where I'm starting, but this is not where I want to end. So the question is, again, the organization has to consider my career progress. Yeah, maybe my aspirations is to become a registrar. So I've been working here maybe 5 years, and the registrar post is vacant. I'm just giving an example. So the organization should be able to know that, you know what, within our employees is someone who has the potential, but also it seems that his career is heading also towards that particular direction. Or somebody who has probably been a vice for so many years and then the registrar has left. Then you're able to know that, you know what, this person can move from the vice going to the what? To the registrar. So you are looking at career progression as well. Yeah. So somebody who has been working close hand in hand with his boss and has experience, obviously will not meet any challenges in undertaking a higher position. So these are things that we can also consider internally. Okay. So internally, we might also look at even in terms of our turnover rate. Yeah, turnover rate, we are looking at what? The number of people that are leaving as opposed to those that are what? Remaining, Namsa, you know that, Turnover, labor turnover. Yeah. You understand that concept, Okay. So these are issues that again you should be worried about. Why should you be worried? Because if there are more people leaving, what does that mean? It is choking in terms of your what? Supply. Yeah? So next time you have a demand, you'll not have any people that you're going to be able to do an internal recruitment, because already in terms of the supply it's going down. How is it going down? Because more people are leaving as opposed to those that are remaining. Yeah? So turnover rate will also help us also to give that indication. Absenteeism. So if there's a high absenteeism within the organization, then we know that again, we are going to be affected as an organization in terms of our performance. So it's better we bring in people that again will not continuously be absent from work. Yeah? So we're looking at also absenteeism rate within the organization. Not only that, we're also looking at even productivity levels. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yeah. If they're not increasing, it means again we have to, it could be that in terms of the supply, we have few number of people, and therefore we have to increase in terms of our number of applicants. Job movements. Yeah? For example, my previous work at Sheldon Open University, I was both the head of procurement at the same time teaching. So I used to face a challenge where now I have to go and teach in other campuses, because Sherwood had 4 campuses. We had a campus in Blantyre, we had a campus in Lilongwe here, we had a campus in Zuzu, we had a campus in Chipata, Zambia. But we were the same Malawian lecturers that will move from one destination to the other. So if classes are in Blantyre, it means the rest of the campuses don't have classes. So all the lecturers have to move from Lilongwe to go to where the classes are. For example, if they're in Zuzu, it means the lecturers have to move from Lilongwe, go to Zuzu. Next week, if it's Blantyre, we'll move again from Lilongwe, go to Blantyre. If it is in Chipata, all of us again will move from Lilongwe, go to Chipata. So that's how we used to operate, because our classes were only once in a week. Not every week like how we do it here. We always once in a week. We meet once in a month, that's it. Yeah, so we meet Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but rigorous, Rigorous, because we start at 8, we finish at 5. So every day like that. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Then Monday, we are now dealing with the day students. So sometimes it will happen that I'm in Zuzu, but there's something that to do with procurement. Now the office is now calling me from Lilongwe. Can you assist us with ABCD? And that particular time, I'm also in what? In class. So what am I saying here? Movement. Yeah, a rotation. Yeah? That will also affect even in terms of the supply, because now it will look like as if the organization doesn't have people to do the job just because you're moving too much. Yeah? And you're moving, but at the same time you have work demands that are demanding you in 2 different positions. So it's just the same as also the registrar. It's the registrar as an administrative duty, but at the same time he also goes in what? In class. But there are instances whereby I think it has happened that he's in class, but somebody wants him to be as a registrar and is waiting for him in his office. It means he has to leave the class and then go and attend to that particular person. Yeah? But that's what we're talking about in terms of supply. Yeah? That because maybe we don't have sufficient number of people, so we have people that are cross-cutting, doing a number of what? Jobs, Yeah. The same person is a registrar, the same person is a lecturer, the same person maybe is an examination officer. I'm just giving an example, right? But those things happen in organizations where you have competing demands of work. Okay? Yeah, because I remember at a certain time when I was also pursuing my master's at the same school, it was very much now a headache. Now I had like 3 jobs. I have to be in class, I have to teach, I have to be in the accounts. Yeah? So there'll be instances where someone comes in my classroom and says, "Sir, we're waiting for you, we're supposed to have a class." And I also want to be in class and learn. So I have to obviously think, what should I do? Obviously I have to serve the customer. I'll leave the class and go and serve. And then when I come back now, I ask my colleagues, what did you learn? And then try to take down notes. So such situations are also not very good. Yeah? But at that time we were under pressure because National Council for Higher Education did not want lecturers who do not possess masters to be teaching. So as a university, they said, no, we'll give scholarship to our staff. So that time I did not have a master's degree. So the university decided to say, we'll give you a scholarship, but you'll be doing it here. So I'm doing it there, but at the same time I also have to what? Work. You see? So that's what I'm talking about in terms of supply. That you look at also that we might be facing a shortage there because of competing demand. Then the next step, number 4, is basically recruitment. No, not recruitment selection, sorry. Yeah, okay. Then the last one is basically control and evaluation.
So it's another still in the process of HRD?
Yes, the process of HRD.
Control and
Evaluation. Sorry. Before that one, it should be HR plan implementation. Sorry. HR plan implementation. We have done the forecasting, right? The demand and the supply. So the question is, now we have to take an action, isn't it? So the action is where we're looking at HRP implementation. So what are some of the things that you think we can take as an action where we have seen that maybe we have a shortage in terms of the demand, or we have a shortage in terms of the supply? So the answers, or what we're going to plan in terms of actions, are the following. Number one is to recruit and select. So obviously if we're facing a problem with demand, what does that mean? We have to what? Recruit and select. So we have to increase in terms of our number of employees. Number two, it can also be in terms of training and what? And development. So what does that mean? How does that help the organization in terms of demand? It's because now you're giving people more capacity to do more things, isn't it? Yeah. So instead of looking for another employee, you simply train the ones that you have so that they have the ability to undertake more tasks. Eh? Mm-hmm. Yes. So you can basically train and develop in terms of your employees. Not only that, we are also looking at employee retention. Retention, in this case, we are looking at keeping it. Mm-hmm. Yes. So you should not have a situation whereby more employees are leaving and the less are remaining. So find a way of how you're going to what? Retain them. Yeah? And another action can also be in terms of downsizing plans. So when do you downsize? When you have too many. So look at it in this case that demand forecasting and supply techniques will help us to know whether we have excess or we have what? Shortage. So both of these call for an action, right? And that's what we are saying to implement. What plans are we going to implement? So if we have more, the question is, what should we do? If we have more, then we have to what? Downsize. If we have less, then we have to what? Recruit, train, retain them. Okay? And sometimes also when you have more, another method that we can also use is also to encourage in terms of early retirement. Yeah? So you reduce in terms of the number, in the years of retirement. So for example, maybe your age retirement as an organization maybe was at 65. You can say that now we are reducing it to be at 50. Mm-hmm. So it means everybody who is 55, 52, they are forced to go for what? To retire. Okay, that's also one way of cutting down in terms of number of what? Of employees. So that's also a strategy that we are looking at in terms of trying to downsize in terms of as an organization. Yes, then the last one is what I've already pointed out as control and what? Evaluation. So what are you controlling and what are you evaluating? The same plans or the same actions that we have implemented. So if we have decided to recruit and select, so the question is, has it helped the organization? So that's where we're looking at control and what? And evaluation. So we'll see whether again as an organization, are we able to meet our objectives or still there is a challenge? Because if still there is a challenge, it means the strategies that we have implemented are not helping the organization. Or in other words, the actions that we have taken after planning, after forecasting in terms of the demand and supply are not necessarily assisting the organization. So we can only get to notice this through evaluating this entire process. So that is basically our human resource planning process. Any question on that? Anybody? Questions? No. Okay, then as per our syllabus, I'll just introduce the next topic will be on recruitment and selection. So I'll just introduce this topic. What does it mean recruitment? What does it mean selection? So usually people have a problem because they tend to use these two terminologies interchangeably. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They'll talk about selection, but what they are referring to is basically recruitment. Yeah? So what does it mean to recruit? And what does it mean to select?
I think to recruit, it is the first stage where you maybe advertise about the job,
Position,
you
yeah.
know, the
Vacancy,
position,
yeah.
the vacancy. Maybe it's on newspaper or radio whatsoever.
Okay.
That's recruitment first. And then you call people for the interviews. Once it's not okay, you call people for interviews. After that, that's when you start selecting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is recruitment? A definition? It is basically finding and attracting applications. That's recruitment. Yeah? So we have one position, but 1,000 people have applied for the job. What does it mean? We have 1,000 recruits. Yeah?
Mm.
So the question is, the key element is about attracting. Because not always everyone will see the vacancy and be attracted to apply. Some people will be like, oh no, University of Yola, no. Yeah? They'll see the vacancy, the post is there, but no, not this organization. What does it mean? They are not attracted. You haven't been able to recruit him. He is not convinced. Yeah? So it is an advert on its own when you're looking at a vacancy. When they are saying there, with their words, they're saying no, they offer competitive salaries and whatever, what, the nature of the job, the way how it has been explained, you are able to know that okay, this organization pays money. Yeah? Or this organization, what they are going to offer is going to be good. Yeah? So the question of recruitment is about finding and attracting. So the ones that you have attracted from there, from that large pool of the people that you have attracted, is where now you select. So that's the difference between the two. So someone has already started work, you don't say that he has been recruited, because he has already been what? Selected, he's now working. Yeah? So it's not still the process of recruitment. That one has been already selected now. But we normally refer to it as what?
Recruitment.
Have you seen them? No, they've been recruited. Oh, he's already started working. Yes, it means he hasn't been recruited, only just recruited, but he has also been what? Selected. That's why he's working. Yeah. So the definition of recruitment is finding and attracting applications. Okay. So from there is where now we can basically select. All right. So for today, we'll pause there so that we begin afresh as a new topic next time we meet, other than starting in the midway. Yeah. So I just wanted to introduce that and remove that mindset that people have normally about using these terminologies interchangeably, of recruitment and